my tablet. Okay. So welcome to class. Happy Tuesday. And the sun is shining. That's a good thing. I think it's been a little weird lately. So the sun has been shining and looks beautiful. Like the grass is green, and then you go outside and you're like, brr, it's pretty cold. And then of course in Elberg, it's always windy. Just never seems to stop, which is good and bad. So, you get a ton of rain, or you get, all this stuff going on, and then the wind comes through and it dries everything up really quickly, which is great. And, it's great for the people who have windmills and things like that. But it adds a chill. In the summer, it's great because you have, it's so hot, and we don't have a lot of trees at my place, but yet we always have this breeze. So it's pretty nice. So we will come to our mountain pose. So our feet are flat on the floor. Our seat bones are in the chair. You can kind of wiggle back and forth. And Carol is back. And so our seat bones are on the floor. Our seat bones are on the floor. Sure. Our feet are on the floor, and you're going to pick up your toes to kind of engage your feet. You're kind of livening them up. So we're going to pick up the toes and place them back down. We're going to do that a couple times. So the way I had my tablet hooked up earlier, you couldn't see my feet at all. So now this is better. I have my tablet is on a card table with a yoga block pressed up against the back of it. So we're picking up our feet and lowering them, our toes. And then we're going to sit upright so that our seat bones are pointed straight down. And we're growing up tall out of the spine here. We can close our eyes or take a soft gaze. We can place one hand on the belly and one on the chest to kind of follow the breath. Or at least notice the breath. It's a little bit easier, I think, when you're placing your hands on it, since we are so tactile. We're always touching things and moving things with our hands. I'm going to notice how the hand across the abdomen moves. Notice the hand on the chest. Notice how each one moves. Maybe one moves more than the other, in the direction that it moves. And we'll start to lengthen and deepen the breath. So when you inhale through the nose, imagine your breath traveling all the way down to your seat, filling up your pelvis, the belly, the chest. And then on the exhale, allow everything to soften. You can even draw the belly button in slightly. So inhaling, you're filling everything up. You're filling the torso. Exhaling and softening. So take just a couple more breaths here, really focusing on, drawing that breath in and down. You take a moment while our eyes are closed and it's quiet and we're starting to be a little bit more centered. Take this time to set an intention for the practice or your day. Maybe say an affirmation. My affirmation today is, I can do anything I set my mind to. And I don't know if that's a proper affirmation, but as I decided, that is my thought of the day. And now you can release your hands into your lap if you'd like, or wherever is comfortable. And on the next exhale, we're going to dip the chin down towards the chest and round the whole spine. So as if your gaze is towards your lap. On the inhale, you're going to tip the pelvis forward, and you're kind of growing up out of the spine. The chest comes forward and the chin comes slightly up. And again, exhaling, chin to chest, rounding through the spine. And we'll do a few more like that. So think about like those dancing tube inflatable people there they have outside of like stores and stuff. Those great big tall things, moving really kind of fluid and around. You are also filled up with breath, wind. We'll take 2 more full breaths here like this. And then we'll work our way back into our mountain pose. You can shift your weight side to side, kind of walking those seat bones around. Okay, we're going to bring our left hand to our left shoulder, reaching down with the right. You're going to tip so that your right hand is reaching down, and then come back up. So we're going to do 2 more. So reaching down with the right hand, the left elbow comes into the air a little bit more here. Moving nice and slow. And 1 more. And then come back to center. We're going to circle that left elbow. A big circle here. Make it as big as you can, and you can even start to turn your torso with your elbow. My whole spine just went all the way up. All the way up. And then we'll come back to neutral. Shake that left arm out, kind of. We'll bring the right hand to the right shoulder. Reaching down with the left hand, keeping both seat bones in the chair. You're gonna reach down, lengthening through that right side. Come back up nice and slow. We're gonna do 2 more. And 1 more. And then come back to center. We're gonna circle that right elbow now. You can circle that whole side. Gonna get your whole spine involved. Yeah, had 2 new little girls at the barn yesterday, and one of the girls goes, "Oh my God, I was picking up the poop and my whole spine's cracked." I'm like, yeah, okay. It was funny. One girl's like, "It stinks." And the other goes, "I don't think it's that bad." You can kind of tell which kind of character, which one's going to hang out, which one's going to be like, not long. Okay, we'll shake that right arm out. Take a couple shoulder rolls here. We're going to inhale, bring the arms up into goddess arms. So if you can see yourself in the Zoom screen here, see if you can get your arms parallel with the floor. So we're not W's, we're a little bit up. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit more effort. Looks good. So we're going to inhale, both arms come up straight overhead. Fingers, palms are facing towards each other. And then bring the elbows down slowly. And you're squeezing your shoulder blades towards each other. Those are those anti-aging muscles back there. We want to keep those strong. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, bring them back down, squeezing the shoulder blades together. We're going to do 2 more. And you probably are starting to get your arms get a little tired doing this. At least even mine do. Bring them back down. And last one. Bring it down. So open the shoulders or the arms really, really wide, and then extend them out in front and give yourself a hug. And you can lower your forehead down towards your arms or your chin down towards your chest. And then almost like you're going to take off your sweater, you're going to lift the elbows up, tip the chin back, the head back, only as far back as is comfortable for you. And then again, chin to chest. We'll do 2 more here. Inhaling, the elbows come up. Exhaling, bringing the elbows back down, chin to chest. Okay, this time when we're gonna inhale, bring the elbows up, release your shoulders, both arms go in the air, open up wide, like you're gonna give somebody a big hug, arms out wide, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then give yourself another hug. And hopefully you have the opposite arm on top. So if you do it and it feels kind of weird, then you're doing it right. So we'll do 3 of those on this side where we tip the chin towards the chest on the exhale. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, lower the elbows, chin to chest. Inhale, raise it up. And I don't know, I already lost count. So we'll do it one more time. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, raise the elbows, release the shoulders, arms all the way, big circle. Bring them back down to your side. Good, shake them out, take some shoulder rolls. We're gonna do our wrist rolls now. So take some wrist rolls here. Inhaling as you go up, and you can take a side bend if that's comfortable. Keeping that seat bone down. So if my left hand is raised, my left seat bone is pressing down. So we're not tipping out of the chair. And wrist roll right back down. Go nice and slow. Switching sides. Take a big stretch and wrist roll right back down. We'll sweep both arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Jojo froze again with her arm in the air. Wrist roll. Oh, she's back. Taking your side bend and wrist roll down. Jojo was really into that stretch. She held it for a long time. Switching sides. It's amazing that we can do this together and be, you know, far apart or even fairly close. Like Jojo and Carol and I all live pretty close to each other. Inhale, both arms up. It's so neat to be able to do this, and yet we get kind of like, oh my God, this is so annoying. It froze on me again. We'll exhale and fold. At least I get like that. And I get especially irritated when the phones break up when I'm calling Ben. So inhale, halfway lift. When I can't hear him, I automatically think it's his fault. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms all the way up to your mountain pose with your hands overhead, and exhale, hands to the heart. Switching set or coming back to the wrist roll. Switching sides. And right back down. Sweep both arms up. Push the ceiling away. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift or flat back. Your arms can be out in front or on your knees. Exhale again and fold. Inhale, both arms all the way up. And then we're going to exhale and twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center, back into your mountain pose. You're reaching up tall. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Wrist roll. I've been, so part of my thing that I want to do is I want to be able to run 10 minutes every day because I'm happier. I want to kind of build that habit back up. The other thing is I want to read more. So if I give myself like little bite-sized goals, you know, run 10 minutes, read 10 minutes, meditate 5 minutes, it seems more doable. Inhale, both arms up. Push the ceiling away, which is kind of like, you're probably like, oh, that's kind of duh. Obviously, it's more doable when you do it in little tiny chunks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale again and fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center, arms up. We're going to exhale, lift the right knee, squeeze it up towards your chest. Now grab your shins with your hands. We'll take some ankle rolls here. Holy poppin'. So I've started reading. It's always hard for me to pick something to read because I really like nonfiction. But some stuff you just kind of have, you know, not all nonfiction is created equal. But I'm reading on the similarities between Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, and the similarities and differences. And then we'll change your ankle roll. And I'm right in the beginning of the book. And they were kind of talking about like how things were. Extend the right leg and lower it down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left knee comes up, sorry, and then give it a squeeze. Take you some ankle rolls. The similarities and differences between like Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, and a Chinese one, I can't say his name, Dao something, or I don't know. Anyway, I'm not very good at this. Switch directions with your ankle. But it was really, really neat seeing how nothing was actually written about Jesus when Jesus was alive, and he never even called himself the Messiah. It was all afterwards, and just different things like that. And being raised as a Catholic, it was all stuff I thought was just like, that's the way it was. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Mind you, when I was Catholic, I was just a kid. Wrist roll. And just these different things, and how like Jesus and Buddha were actual human beings, they said, or they believe, or whatever is what the book is saying. And the other ones are just avatars or like ideas. I don't know. It's really neat. I can't wait to read more. So it's kind of exciting. Inhale, both arms up. Push the ceiling away and exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Your arms can be out in front or on the knees. Exhale again and fold. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, give the right knee a squeeze, lift the knee, lift the chest. And then we're going to extend the right leg. Arms are up in the air. Foot is flexed. So your right foot is flexed. It's directly out from the hip here. So you feel a little tension, a little effort. We're going to slowly lower that right heel down. Hands to the left thigh. You can hinge forward. And then there, in the book, it was talking about it's sort of kind of the beginning and how different ideas and beliefs when it came to the West, and all the different people who brought it, all the gurus and swamis and different things, and how it was adopted. And it was a lot of it was like really adopted here. The Buddhism and Hinduism and stuff like that was like during the 60s and 70s, counterculture or new age. That's all stuff I never really thought about. We'll bring the right heel back. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And we'll exhale, grab the left knee, give it a squeeze here. And then inhale, extend the left leg. Foot is flexed. We're keeping our core engaged. We're holding that thigh up in the air, the leg up in the air. And then we'll slowly lower it down, heel first. Place the hands on the right thigh. Hinge forward if that's comfortable. Taking just a couple breaths here. We'll draw that left heel back. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, bring them back to the heart. Okay, we're going to lift the right knee. We will hold on just below the kneecap here, and we're going to circle. And keeping the back straight, trying not to lean. You can reach behind the knee if that's more comfortable and use both arms. If you want to try it without the hands, you can do it without the hands. That's a little trickier. Takes a little bit more core and hip flexor engagement. And switch directions. And then we're going to set that foot down, and we're going to scooch over to that side of the chair. So I had my right leg up. I'm going to scooch over to the right side of my chair and bring the right leg back. Now I can do it from the side too to show you. We've done this before. So the right hip flexor is opening. You can have the top of your foot flat on the floor or tuck the toes under. You can lean back slightly. That's going to open it up even more. Might be too much, so just go gentle. You can hold onto the back of the chair or side of the chair or something around you. We got two JoJo's now. And then we'll bring that leg back. and we'll switch to the other leg. So it'll be my left leg. I'm going to lift it. So you can hold just your left hand underneath that kneecap, or you can hold behind the thigh sitting upright, or you can not hold it, and we're going to circle. Takes a little bit more core here. And it's harder to circle, at least for me. And then switch directions. Good. And then we'll set that left foot down. If that's the one you're working on, you can scooch over to the left, bring that left leg back, or you can turn to the side, still bring that left leg back. Your right leg can be supported by the chair, and you can be upright, or you can start to lean back a little bit. If you lean back, take care that your lower back isn't being crunched. You want to still keep it long. So engaging the abdomen or pulling in the belly button can help to keep it engaged. And the front supports the back. And then we will bring that left leg forward. If you are turned to the side, you'll come back to the center here, back into your mountain pose. And we're going to come right to the very edge of our chair. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. So I'm right to the edge of the chair. I mean, I can't go any further, I'll slip off. I'm going to stay up nice and tall here. And we're going to start to, you can use your hands out in front, by the way, and start to tip back and maybe come so you can touch the back of the chair and then come back up. So these are basically crunches or a modified boat pose. So keeping the back straight, so we're not rounding here. We're still keeping our spine directly in its neutral position here. Tap back and then come forward. Kind of imagine yourself with like two strings, like a marionette, and you're being pulled forward. So we'll take just a couple more. I usually inhale forward, exhale, come back, but if you find that breathing the opposite way is more helpful to you, you can do that. As long as you're breathing, just don't hold your breath. One more. And then we'll come back to our mountain pose here. And we're gonna circle. And we will take a twist to the right here. So you can take your hand back and reach for the bottom of your chair. Now you probably shouldn't have your arm over the back of the chair. That can kind of throw your shoulder out of whack a little bit. I'm gonna bring it down here towards your hip. The left hand will be to the outside of the right thigh. After we do ab work, it's nice to do spinal twists, kind of, especially if it's been a lot of effort. Untwist. Left hand will come to the bottom of the back of the chair. The right hand will come to the outside of the left thigh. Now we're opening up our chest to the left side. And we'll untwist. Bring our hands out in front and we'll rock to stand. Do several of these. Maybe even try to like hover above. You know, when you start shopping again, you go to Walmart, you have to use the bathroom. These are good skills to have. And then come all the way up. March it out. Fix your clothes if you need to. Okay, I'm going to bring my chair in front. And we're going to shift our weight over to our right leg. And we're going to lift the left leg with the toes pointing forward towards the device or the computer so that the outsides of your feet are parallel. Okay, you're going to lift the left leg out to the left, kind of lifting it up, and then lower it back down. We're going to do 4 more of these. Shift your weight to the right, lift the left leg out to the side, and slowly lower it back down. We'll do 3 more. Two more. And 1 more. Good. We'll march it out. We'll shift our weight to the left this time, and we're going to lift the right leg to come over to the side so I don't kick my television. Lift the right leg and lower. So the outsides of the feet are parallel. We're not just leading with the toe here. Okay, 4 more. 3 more. 2. And last one. And lower. And march it out. Okay, I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see here. So I'm shifting my weight to my right side, and I'm going to lift straight back with my leg. So both legs are straight. I'm trying not to lean forward here. I'm going to stay up, and I'm going to lift. So I can't lift it very far and stay pretty much straight up, okay? So we're going to do 5 of those. So left leg comes behind you. Maybe your toes are on the floor, and we're going to lift the left heel and lower. That's 1. Lift and lower 2. Lift and lower 3. Lift and lower 4. I got 1 job to count. I can't do that. And lift and lower 5. There we go. Yeah, it's not the same without Carol in person because she usually does all the counting for me because I can't follow. So march it out. We're going to shift our weight to the left side this time, and we're going to raise the right leg directly behind. So you might find that it's not the same on both sides. That's totally okay. Just do what you can. So we're lifting the right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release it, march it out. I think the problem is because I never count the same way each time, so it makes it even harder. I'm like, wait, what did I start with? How did I do this? Was I counting that number? Anyway, whatever. We're going to take our balance pose. So we'll do tree today. You can move your chair to the side or anywhere. Have it kind of handy so you can use it for balance. If you want to do this seated, you can. This is, if you wanted to do it seated, you can do it like this, okay? If you are able to stand and you want to take that challenge, then you stand, but totally up to you. So we're going to shift our weight to the right side. We're going to open up the left knee to the left. Now your foot can be way out here, kind of opening up our center of balance here, or you can bring it in. You can start to bring it up, as long as we're not placing it on the knee joint. So we're not pressing into the knee. We don't want to add any extra strain to the knees. Finding your mountain pose here while still in this position. So the pelvis, if you had your belt buckle, is lifted. The left, or the standing leg, the right leg, is firm. And you take whatever arm variation that you want. You could take a mudra. Take just a couple more breaths here. One big inhale. Exhale, lower that raised foot. March it out. So there are things that are supposedly impacting our balance. So it's our focus. That's pretty obvious to me. Like when my brain is all out here, it's very hard for me to stay physically balanced as well as mentally balanced. But then there's also supposedly the moon plays a role in it. Our hormones play a role in it. I just think that's kind of crazy. It's kind of incredible. So when you fall over, you just blame it on the moon. Okay. So we're going to take the right leg out to the right. The right knee is pointed out. So again, you could be here. You could be anywhere along that line. You can be up. Just don't press the foot into the knee. Some people can even bring their heel right up to their groin. I can't. I got slippery thighs. My feet go flying right off. Okay. So we're pressing our foot into our leg, if that's where you are. Pressing everything towards the midline. Take your mudra, your arm variation, whatever that may be. And it's still that mountain pose sensation, kind of grounding. There's some sayings, I guess. Well, there's lots of sayings, but there's one that I've always liked, is like the lion doesn't care what the lamb thinks of it, or something like that. But just maybe a little bit more kind of kinder ways. Imagine your mountain pose. Your mountain doesn't really get affected by what else is going on around it. So if you can keep that mountain pose, that stability, that groundedness. Take a big inhale here. And then exhale, lower that right foot. March it out. I don't know. I think that's probably one of the most balanced we've all been together. We're going to bring the chair back behind us. And we're going to do our gratitude, our squat variation. So if you want, you can have your feet together. Legs and feet are directly together. You can have them hip width. You can have a goddess variation where the knees and the feet are wide. And every time, no matter what choice that you make, your knees and toes are pointed in the same direction. Woo. So make sure your chair is there and take your variation. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable. And I want you to think of something that you're grateful for. One of the things I think about, and I've said this for years, is especially when it comes to working out and doing things that are hard, it's not that I have to do it, it's that I get to do it. So that's kind of one of the things that I'm grateful for. You know, I could be in such a different position, you know, due to my health and my life up to this point. You know, the fact that I'm able to walk and talk and move around is kind of incredible. So I'm grateful for that. Take a big inhale here. And then exhale, lower yourself all the way down into the chair. You can kind of run in place here. If you need to get 10 minutes of running in, this would be a really annoying way to do it. Okay. We're going to point and flex a foot here. I'm starting with my right. Bottom of the foot towards the midline and then away. And then we're going to pick the knee up, give it a squeeze. If you're able, you're going to bring the ankle over the opposite knee or ankle to ankle. And if your ankle is above your knee here or on your knee, flex that foot, flex that raised foot. Wouldn't hurt to do it no matter where you are. If you're ankle to ankle, try flexing both feet. And then if your knee is up like this, doesn't matter. If it could be anywhere here. So you can hold or you can sit, you can flex or hinge forward. This is the ones I always say that, you know, we could do more of, do this every day. And, you know, I'm sitting on the couch every night, not doing it. I think about all the tools I have in my toolbox fitness wise. And then, you know, I come home from the barn and I instantly change into PJs, you know, shower, whatever. And then instantly I have two outfits. I have like my barn clothes and then my PJs. And honestly, that's not really any different than before the whole COVID thing. And I don't do any exercise. I don't really do anything extra. I have notes on different programs. Don't do it. Okay, so we're going to cross at the knee or ankle, your choice. You can sit up tall, and we're going to twist again to the right. Come back through center. Keep the legs just as they are, and we'll twist to the left. And we'll untwist. And then we'll set that right foot back onto the floor. We're going to extend the left leg and point and flex. Bottom of the foot towards the midline and away. Going back and forth here. We're going to lift the left knee, give it a squeeze. You can rock it slightly. We're going to place the left ankle over the right knee or ankle to ankle. This one here, my leg is just more flat here. Flex the left foot or whatever foot you have on top. You can stay upright or you can hinge forward. It's funny, I can't see any of your legs or anything like that. I only see your faces. So it just looks like you're sitting there looking at me. I'm like, okay, when's she gonna do the next thing? Okay, we'll just start to come up. We will cross at the knees or ankles, your choice, and we'll twist to the right again. Probably our last twist to the right. We'll untwist and twist to the left. I love all things twists. When I used to eat creamies, those were twists too. Okay, untwist. And then we'll sit back up in our mountain pose here. And we'll work on our hands. So we're going to actually press your palms, or show me your palms here, like a blackjack dealer or something. Nothing up your sleeves. Okay, you can hold the fingers back on one hand here, and you can relax your shoulder down if it's way up here. You want to relax it down so that the stretch is in your forearm and your wrist, not in your shoulder. Okay, and we'll switch sides, do the other hand. Okay, shake it out. Okay, kind of like you're hitchhiking or giving a thumbs up, and place your thumbs down, but then you're going to tilt your thumbs back towards your face so that your wrists are moving like that. I don't know if you could, that was any more helpful. So you're pulling the, your forearms are out in front and you're pulling your thumbs back towards you. Okay, then like you're riding on a motorcycle or driving a motorcycle, you're going to tilt the hands back so you can see the back of your hands. Do that a couple times. Okay, and then we'll shake them out. Take some shoulder rolls, kind of loosen everything back up, because I get really tense when I do this kind of stuff. Anyway, we'll start to tap. So the outsides of the hands, pinky side. And then the heels of the hands. People have started mowing their lawns around here. Oh my God, I love the smell. My stepson wants to help my husband work on the lawnmower. So my husband got like everything ready, but didn't actually put the lawnmower back together. So that's this weekend. So I will too smell fresh cut grass at my house. Do the bottoms of the thumbs. The birds aren't getting lost in the grass yet, so it hasn't grown that much. Okay, we're going to punch into the palm. And switch. Backs of the hands together. Switch. Interlace the fingers. This one here cracks me up because my hands are so dry, and with the sun coming through the window here, you can see all my little skin cells like floating around. It's really gross. Okay, hold and switch them all by one. Go again. And then the webbing between the thumb and forefinger. And Carol's back. Dang this internet. Right? Okay, and then we'll switch. Carol, you know all this hand stuff anyway, so you could totally do this. That's all that you missed. Okay, and then we'll take our hands, our beautiful prana-filled hands, and our hard-working hands, possibly a little bit dry, whatever. We're gonna take our hands and we're gonna place them on body part or body parts that is challenging to you today. And be thankful if you have to take a second to figure out where that body part is. I was talking earlier, I think to Jojo, and I was saying how I went for a 1 mile run today because I'm just starting back, and I got to keep my goal small. And I felt pretty good. Like the first minute and a half, I was like, oh my God, like I totally got this. And yeah, I feel great. And then I came to the hill and I'm like, oh, okay. Started breathing a little bit harder, but I still did it. I ran the whole time, which was, considering I haven't ran and I don't even know. It's been a while. And, but I feel a lot better since I've done it. So I recommend, if you can get out there and do something outside today, just do it. It's a little breezy, but the sun is out and it's beautiful. And my knee did feel a little wonky at the end. So we're sending some love, some energy to that spot that your hand, or spots that your hands are on. And then you can slowly remove your hands. Come back up to your mountain pose. You can walk your seat bones back into your chair a little bit. And we're going to close kind of the way we started with some breathing and noticing. So you place one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. And the first thing you can look for is any changes or shifts since you started the class. I noticed just now that my knee, where my hands just were, feels warmer, kind of a little bit like it's been cared for. Maybe you notice those kinds of things. Maybe you notice that you're maybe slightly calmer or slightly more frustrated because of the internet. Who knows? Just notice, kind of without passing judgment on it. Because you know what, you feel stressed, you feel happy, you feel tingly, you feel numb. You know what? It's all okay. And then you can go a little deeper here and notice the breath. Like how we started, you notice, the abdomen hand, its movements, if any. You notice the hand on your chest for any movements. What direction is it going? How much movement? We're progressively going to take a longer, deeper breaths here. So we'll inhale and really consciously filling up the pelvic floor, the belly, the chest, filling up maybe even the whole body. And then allowing everything to soften on the exhale. Maybe there's more tensing up, more muscles that are being held that aren't needed. So when you're softening the breath, maybe see if you can soften the thighs, the feet, the calves, the jaw, anywhere where you might be holding a little tension. You can allow your hands to rest in your lap. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. And very slowly, if it's comfortable, keeping your eyes closed, you're going to start to rock your head side to side, really slowly. Or turn your head side to side. Then we'll bring our hands to our heart so they can be placed one on top of each other, or in like a prayer hands position here, your choice. And we'll thank ourselves for practicing together this morning. And I hope that we all feel loved, grateful, and connected. And I hope we all have the strength and courage to overcome any obstacles before us. From my heart to your heart, peace and namaste.